Hey everybody, so last video I picked and gutted this U-change mortise cylinder, and I'll link the video if you guys want to see that. First thing we'll notice you're putting it back together is how huge the diameter of the plug is compared to a standard mortise cylinder plug, which is a 1/2 inch diameter, and so this is a 1/2 inch follower. And it's not nearly big enough, but I was going to go to the store and buy a dowel rod and make a follower, but I don't think that's going to be necessary on doing the top pins. So first thing we need to do is get the bottom pins assembled, and then I'll deal with that here. So how these things actually work is you got these little pins here that rest on the key, and there's serrations in it. And so there's actually going to be only 4 depths on this key system. Apparently, that's for the 4 serrations. How these work is there's a spring, which is not in there right now, which pushes the pin as high as the cylinder will let it go. Because you would actually have the cylinder rotated when you change the code on these, similar to smart key, so it's pushing against the side of the cylinder. And then when it's at the highest height it can go based on what key is in there, this little piece here, this little T, would be locked in place, which keeps it at that height. And so when these things are rekeyed, they're of course in the lock like this, your rekey tool will go in there and it'll be pushing that out enough to release the spring where this can actually move, and it'll go basically as far as the key will let it go. And then when you pull the tool out, these would snap back in and lock it in place. So that's how they work. So you could totally rekey one of these without the tool. Just be real careful, because these are spring loaded and will shoot it. Excuse me, they will shoot out. So I almost lose a spring right there. Come on, I dropped it. There it is. All right, so we'll put it in there, and look at our key. First cut's going to be a 4. So what I'm going to be doing is putting this in and letting it go to the 4 position, and then inserting that. Now that should be at a 4. So that's how you would set your depth on it. And now they go in pointy side down, and we can put our key in and see that it's right. And I didn't take the rest of these apart, so they should just go back in. I believe that's going to be a number 3. And I think we'll probably have a 1, 3, and then a 2, I think is what it probably is. The bitting on this key is my guess anyway, not that it really matters. But so now that we got our key pins in here, got to put these guys back in. And I'm sorry, I'm not totally sure how all this stuff goes. I think these just go in. See if the key coming out helps here. If this ends up getting ridiculous, I will, the magic of video editing, fast forward, but I think these just kind of help keep everything sort of lined up, I think. Okay, they drop in like that. Okay, so I was putting it in backwards. Sorry guys, the first time ever trying to reassemble one of these. Alright, so that makes more sense here. It just holds it in. And then when you put the rekey tool in, I guess these are probably what push against the side of the plug or the cylinder also, and keep the little silver pieces from coming out. Okay, so there's our plug. Okay, reassembled. Alright, so I think that's going to be good right there. Now we just got to get our top pins in. And this might take a second also, so let me fast forward also. And the damn springs are, they're not brass, so they're, of course, magnetic. Try to stick to my magnetic tweezers. Okay, so first spring in place. Top pins, you saw, if you watched the other video, they're hollow. So drop it over the spring. And so I got the wrong size follower here, but I think it'll still work. It just has to hold it in. Alright, so they're all in. And now I'm just trying to push the follower up to keep them all pressed down here. Shoot. Top pin stayed in there, which is what I was hoping for anyway. So let me get these back in. Certainly not the easiest thing I've done today. Okay, I've got it past 2 of them. It's hung up on the 3rd one. Probably can't see it here, but let me just use the plug as a follower now, basically. Okay, so now I'm at the 3rd one. And everything should stay together now. Alright. Just using the plug as a as its own follower here. Alright. And I believe it's going to work. Make sure it's actually locked with no key in there, and it certainly is. Cool. So, not too bad there. Just put our cam back on. Okay, I got it reassembled. I can turn the air conditioning back on. I turn it off because it's loud, but I'm in Florida and it's still 90 friggin' degrees outside, even in October. But anyway, the U-change cylinder back together. And as always, questions, comments, critiques, anything that you got, leave it in the comments. Try to answer everything. So that's gonna do it for now, guys. And until next time, we'll talk to everybody later.